club trying to drink more wet. And as quiet as kept, I'm a poet.
Hey, this your boy Jedidiah. I'm here making ripples with my boy Geronimo Speaks at Solace Soul Sunday. This is the place to be. You know me, Chicago. I only go to places that makes moves. Young Leaders Alliance, Chosen Generation, community organizers. Organizers and creative organizers come together. It's gonna be an explosion. Get in here, check your boy out.
And I started an organization called Young Leaders Alliance, where basically we teach residents to get engaged and to get involved and to organize around a shared vision, because you should define what your community should look like. Yeah. So I'm gonna actually say this: I am one of the Chicago community organizers that don't get too much press because they don't want the truth out there. That's right. They come when they make me, so when we make them. But what I came to say, and I was extremely inspired by all the artists that came up here today, but what I want to say to my people is tell your own story. Stop allowing other people to tell our story. Because you cannot properly tell my story, you can cut the music, if you don't know my language. And you cannot tell my story of where I am if you don't even realize or recognize where I come from. Come on. And one of the biggest things that we have allowed ourselves to do is allow the media to dictate to us what's important. So we got one of the greatest tools, social media, and we're using it all wrong because we're following the trends instead of creating them. So what I came here today to tell my people, if I was to motivate us on anything, is that we got to stop being consumers and we got to become investors. Yeah. You're right. The difference between a consumer is you get your check and you go and buy to make everybody else rich. Because you saw and got a job, but you should be starting a business. We got to change our thinking. And I know it's enough people in here that can actually make a move, and we can change what's going to happen in the city of Chicago, because I'm serious that if I win alderman or not, my ward is not going to look the way it look right now. Yeah. And one of the biggest blessings for me is I'm going to let y'all understand I'm an unorthodox pastor. And what I realize is that I don't teach my church the American way, I teach it God's way. Because you can use that same book and you can teach slavery, you can teach poverty, you can teach subjugation, or you can teach liberation. You don't just teach liberation, but I don't just teach liberation, but I live it. And the best thing that we got to do is stop hating our church, because it has been the largest teaching institution in our community. But what we got to do is get the people out that's living fake and just listen to the people that's living real. The people that live in real are the ones that tell you that even though I put that robe on and I stand up at that mic, at the end of the day, I'm still human and I struggle. And I'm going to be an example of what God is able to do in spite of me, because none of us deserve the goodness that he gave us. But one of the biggest things that I learned about God is that he uses foolish things to confound the wise. And God always deals with the people who are at the bottom. So if you think you at the bottom, you're not losing, because the first shall be last. And he shall cause those that are at the top to be subjugated. He will switch it. And if you're at the bottom now, you can expect to be at the top later. Y'all with me? Yeah. I ain't trying to preach. I'm really trying to be community conscious. But you got to become investors. And one thing that I've learned to do is first look for a black man or a black woman that's got the need, or that got the supply or the good that I'm looking to purchase. Yeah. And what I learned about it is because I drive intentionally to find the black business, I find myself more conscious with how I spend my money. I budgeted a little bit better. So we got to become investors, and we got to understand that the media is not going to tell our story the right way, because they say gangbanger, but if you really be honest with yourself, that individual that they call gangbanger is your cousin, that's your son, that's your nephew, that's you. Y'all with me? Yes, sir. You know, we like feedback. I'm finna go to church in a minute if y'all don't. I got about 5 more minutes, so I'm gonna make it real clear. It don't matter who the mayor is, because power concedes nothing but more power. And I wish that when I walked through the door, that we all loved each other and said, hey, black man, hey, queen, hey, king. And we got to get back to the days that become our language, because I'm going to tell you something. When I say that to my brothers when I walk down the street, I don't see them mugging me. They actually baffled. What does he mean? Hey, black man, I know your language. I know your struggle. And I'm not going to let anybody else tell our story but us.
That's right.
Yeah.
When I go to the school, when they call the pastor to come to the school because they say the young girl, she talked too much and she's disruptive in class, no, I say she's a strong black woman just trying to figure out her way.
Right.
So we don't need no medication.
That's right.
We don't need no special ed. She just needs strong black men and women, the black men to protect her so that you cannot define her, and the sister to show her how to be a strong black woman.
That's right. Amen.
And when we learn how to move past the emotionalism, because I'm going to tell you something, I cannot even imagine how after that sister gave the presentation that she gave, that we didn't, I'm telling y'all, for the rest of us, I wish we had shut down any other music that'll go against the consciousness that she raised. How can we hear it and still do it right after it's done? I don't even want to go to a church that just teaches me to shout about it but don't teach me financial literacy. I can sow all day.
Right.
But if I can't budget, we still losing.
That's right.
And when we build big buildings and we're not building great people, then we still losing. Or when we sitting up there afraid because of what you know what they told me, and let's be honest, I didn't start off as no preacher. I didn't start off as a respected community leader. Actually, I started off as a poor black man that was a part of a gang that was hopeless and that didn't have a shot. But then I realized that it's not what they call you, it's what you respond to.
That's right.
And I'm gonna give this last perception because y'all see me all the time on the news. Every time there's a shooting in this city, I'm always there. You know what I find the most interesting? Is that it's my people who call me an ambulance chaser, but it's the other people that's saying, how do you feel about this?
Right.
They rather ridicule me, but they won't sow $1 to the cause, or guess what? They won't even get involved. They too worried about how I'm spending money that they ain't even put in the pot.
Come on.
And I'm gonna tell you, it is the truth. I had $1 million offered to me at the end of the summer of last year because I lived in Washington Park. And I told the mayor that if you really want to change something in my city, stop giving us divide and conquer money, but give us money to collaborate and make a real difference.
Come on.
And they offered me $1 million to leave the park. And I told them they can keep their $1 million. Because I didn't want to be called knuckles time. I regret that. No, just
0 to 100. Wow.
Real quick.
oh, it's real. But they locked me up. They took my education. They didn't give me a job. Nobody would help me. They took my dream. I thought it was over, but God gave me purpose.
Yeah. That's right.
My dream was to be a policeman. I thought that I wanted to lock people up, and I'm not saying police are bad because there's some good police officers out there. Some of them are our relatives too. Let me tell you what we need to learn. Be angry. Yeah, be mad, be angry. But be articulate.
That's right.
And be effective. Because what we did here tonight, if our young people saw this on a daily basis, there's no way that the media can suggest anything other than what we gave them. I'm looking at people getting tired, ready to go. I'm sitting here enjoying every bit of it because I am tired of seeing young men and women lay face down in the ground with blood by them, and they'll never get to go home and tell mama, I still want to grow up and I want to get this right. And we got to stop talking about intergenerational disconnects because it's not that this generation is so far gone that you cannot relate to them, but you got to be honest and say you just had a different situation, but you was young too, you was rebellious too, you was defiant too, and you want to do your own thing. And it's time for us to humble ourselves and let these young people know that this is how I made it out, and stop telling them to stay out of grown folks' business. And that's why my generation never knew how to grow up. So I'm ready for Willie Wilson. I'm ready for Mayor Emanuel. I'm ready for Doc Walls. I'm ready for Chua. Whoever the mayor is, it don't matter because I'm a black man.
Yeah.
And I'm done trying to make history. I've done that. But now it's time for me to make sense.
Come on.
And what makes sense to me is that as a young man, I honor people like Mama Martina. That I honor the queens that's sitting before me, and that I check my brothers when you step out of line.
Come on. Step out. Yes.
Be conscious, be angry, be articulate, and be effective. And this is where I close. They almost got me. They almost made me disappointed in my president because I listened to the media. But look at your gas prices. Some of y'all ain't even tripping on going to Indiana now. Y'all good right here in the hood. At one point, it was impossible. As a matter of fact, true story, I lost my high school sweetheart because I told her mother I wanted to be the first black president. She said my head was too far in the clouds, and she took her daughter away from me. I hope I win the alderman because I'm going to see her first. Girl, I'm on my way. But, real talk. At first, it was impossible to see for a black man to believe that he could become president. And did y'all ever think that somebody would try to advocate, or did y'all even think it was possible that there was a possibility that we can have health care? And did he not just throw a curveball and say free college? I think all of black America should be protesting to make sure he can stay in office because we might get free college. But this is the truth about black people, and this is what I learned. They want you to only stay angry, don't get to articulate, and don't never be effective. And the reason is because you know what? We got the heart of God at the end of the day, and I mean in real talk because of this. When black people are in power, just like President Barack Obama, he's not getting up there just talking about black people having health care and black people going to college, but he's talking about all Americans. And the truth is that when we get beyond being angry, we are actually some of the most hospitable, soulful, loving, kind, forgiving people you've ever met in the face of the earth. So that, yeah, we would want to see our own people rise, but once we rise, we understand how to let our other brothers, because I'm going to tell you something, even though I am now a conscious spender and I buy black as much as I can, that white brother was up here singing that song and I got 2 CDs. But now that I got them 2 CDs, I got to make sure that every single individual that came up here and shouted out what they doing is I pull out my pocketbook, I pull out my wallet, I open my purse, and I support it. Because one of the biggest pains of my life dealing with us is that we would complain, but most of y'all in here ain't even registered to vote. And y'all talking about they never for us, but when I came and knocked on your door, you said, don't nobody believe it, that ain't none of y'all, all y'all the same, but wait a minute, you don't even know who I am. You won't even sign my petition, you don't even realize, you don't even know, wait, I'm busy. We got to change this. So before we leave here, and happy birthday to whoever that was over there, I got some money for you too, I want to sow into your birthday. Whoever that was. It's your birthday?
No, it's my birthday.
Don't y'all, I want some, now I need some IDs, because y'all go, it's that brother right there with the red tie, TJ, I got you, but I'm going to ask y'all to do me a huge favor. I'm not going to ask y'all to come to Christ tonight, but what I am going to ask y'all is to come home. And before y'all leave here, I don't care if you know them or not, shake somebody's hand that you don't know. Hug somebody's hand, hug somebody that you don't know. And let's give black love back in black America. God bless y'all.